So we've been talking to you for a while, and it has been our desire to assist you in really understanding who you are, how you fit into the bigger picture of creation. So long before you came into this physical body, you were source energy, non-physically focused source energy. And even when your consciousness came into this body and you donned this personality and they gave you that name and they appreciated the beingness of that which you are, still the non-physical part of you remains non-physically focused, pure positive energy. Sometimes you call that soul. We call it your inner being, consciousness. It is source energy. It's the source energy part of you. So here you are in your body, out here on this leading edge time-space reality, mixing it up with each other, observing, contemplating, focusing, giving your attention to this and that. And as you do, you're sifting through variety, and in doing so, you're doing exactly what you knew you would do. You are coming to personal preferences because you have a personal perspective that matters. So as you are sifting, knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want, you're coming to all kinds of conclusions even before you're able to speak with words, or even sometimes when you don't want to speak them in words. You are forming preferences, personal preferences, that are so important to the scheme, to the larger scheme, because as you are giving birth to these new desires are being held for you, really for all of us, in what we have been lovingly referring to as the vortex of creation. And the reason that we are giving you the analogy of this vortex, this swirling place where all thoughts that you are asking for, all things wanted, all the best of what you have lived so far is being held for you, is because we want you to begin to understand that you have potentially 2 points of attraction. There's the point of attraction of who you really are and all that you've become. And there's a point of attraction of who you are right now, this red hot minute, as you're focused upon whatever you're focused upon, past, present, or future. So you have the opportunity to have 2 opposing vibrational points of attraction, or 2 aligned, which would really be 1. So we are giving you the analogy of the vortex. We say, you know what you don't want, and when you know what you don't want, a rocket of desire emanates from you and is held in this vortex. It's this vibrational version of that which you have become, which is altogether not very satisfying to you because you're not really interested, most of you, in the vortex version, the not yet manifested version. We want you to be more excited about it because it's where we stand and we're happy about it. We want you to be more happy about this vortex version because everything that is manifesting in terms of your expansion or the evolution of all species is held in this vibrational place first. So we say held there, meaning focused upon by those like us who are aware of all that you have become, who are aware of the leading edge expanded version of you. Every negative emotion that you feel, no matter what you think the reason for it was or is because your attention to this subject is varying to some degree from the attention that the source within you is holding upon the same subject. So we'll talk more about that. If you've been listening to us for a while, and many of you have, you've heard us talking about the vortex. You know that the vortex is this vibrational creation. It's a vibrational creation that has not yet manifested. But most important, that you can feel if you focus in the direction of it. When something goes wrong, then you're more willing to listen to our story of alignment, of allowing, because you can allow the fullness of who you are or you can resist it. It's your choice. And the more you allow it, the better you feel. The more you resist it, the worse you feel. But you have the option of focusing. We acknowledge that it takes some practice, and that's what we do in these forums. We talk about it in ways that make it easier for you to then begin to apply it. But really what it comes right down to, it's all up to you, isn't it? It's all up to your willingness to focus, but more important, we think, more important, it is up to your desire to feel good. That's really what is at the basis of your guidance system. If you care about how you feel, then you're going to choose better and better feeling thoughts. And when you choose better and better feeling thoughts, you'll choose more often to be in the vortex. You'll choose more often to be in alignment with all that you are. And once you establish patterns of feeling good, that's when, and this is the new analogy that we're offering you these days, that's when you establish deliberately Sometimes you do it indeliberately, but everything is better when you do it on purpose. You establish deliberately your point of attraction. In other words, you deliberately look for reasons to feel good. You awaken in the morning and maybe meditate for a few moments. That's a powerful way of coming into alignment with who you are. Because when you stop thought, you stop resistant thought. And when you stop resistant thought, your vibration raises. And when your vibration raises, you come into alignment with who you are. When you make lists of positive aspects, you come into alignment with who you are. When you focus upon things that you appreciate, you come into alignment with who you are. But sometimes something that's happening in your experience has your attention. And it's right that it does sometimes. So sometimes something has your attention that keeps you from being in alignment with who you really are. And so what we want to help you to understand is that no matter what you are giving your attention to, in giving your attention to it, you are establishing what we are calling a basis or a foundation or a point of attraction. In any moment in time when you're rendezvousing with another, the one who has been focused with the most intensity on a vibrational pattern will sort of dominate the experience. But remember, we said one who's connected to the stream, one who's in alignment with who you really are, is really influential, millions of times more powerful than one who is not. So someone out of the vortex does not even compare in terms of vibration acuity to someone who is. But the question is your focus. In other words, it's easy for someone who is often focused in alignment with source to focus out of alignment. So we're really not even talking about the competition of I'm out of the vortex and I'm winning the energy struggle, and I'm in the vortex and I'm winning the energy struggle. It's not even about that. It's about you and what you are giving your attention to. And you just cannot give your attention to the things that you just verbalized just now without establishing a grid. In fact, this conversation is really helpful to so many, and it is the reason that we were eager to allow you to continue your conversation. But a really good teacher who is really wanting to assist you would stop you in the first words of that and just ask simply, what grid are you establishing? Because as you focus upon someone not having a good time, someone not having good self-esteem, someone not feeling good, or someone really not enjoying you when you are, or someone not enjoying you when you are to the point that you then join them in your out of the vortex. In other words, to be on the same wavelength with someone, you've got to go where they are. Sometimes you'll sacrifice your alignment with source in order to be there. So many people sacrifice their alignment with the energy that creates worlds, with the source within them, with that which man calls God. They sacrifice their alignment with that in order to be there for someone, or in order to not be criticized by someone. So once you've got everything in place, in other words, we're not saying to you that you can't be there for your mother and be in alignment just because she's out of alignment. You can. She may not be enjoying the conversation so much. No one likes to hear, you create your own reality when things are not going well. But here is something that will really, really work for you. Let's back up just a little bit. Very often someone will say, I want to feel good, and I often do, until I look at you doing that thing that you're doing, which is keeping me from being in alignment. So you need to stop doing that thing you're doing so that I can be in alignment, which is totally giving over your power to them because you can't control them. And they want to feel better. Don't you think they would feel better if they could? They're not doing it on purpose, you see. And so then as you begin to understand that you have the ability to stay in alignment no matter what they are doing, that you have the ability, but you got to practice it when they're not there. You got to practice it when it's easy. If you will establish your grid before you walk into that situation, then it's easier for you to maintain it. And here is a specific key that will work nearly every time. Go general. But you can't engage on that other level. That's where people make their first mistake. You go out of the vortex and engage. Recognize that you don't feel good, and then try to do something about it. So what are we saying? This is really an important conversation. This is our favorite thing that we've ever said to anyone ever. Ever, 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 ever. Don't try to fill your own grid in. That wasn't it. Our favorite thing that we've ever said ever is, when you align with the energy, and the inspiration is pouring forth from you, the probability of them coming into alignment with you is much greater, because You've practiced the vibration in advance. Now here's what we're getting at. This is the statement that we so want you to take away from this gathering. If you will decide that you are going to create your own reality in advance, not in the middle of an out of the vortex moment. And you know, almost all of you are attempting to do the most of your creating in an out of the vortex moment. You wait till something goes wrong and then you say, give me a process. I got to do something. I got to get back into alignment. I got to do something. But it's too late. It's like you've jumped out of an airplane. It's at 50,000 feet. You have no parachute. What do I do? What do I do? Just give it a minute. It'll be over soon. That's what happens. And we really mean that. In other words, just write it out. Don't try to fix it, because you'll do more damage. And by more damage, that's not the word that we really want Esther to find. You'll do more practicing of a vibration that's going to come back and bite you in the... We don't want her to say that either. If you just chill, just let it play out. Don't fight it. Just let it play out. Don't try to make it a teaching moment. Don't try to make it the moment that you're valiant. Just let it happen, because the grid's already filling in. So that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. You got a grid going and it's filling in. Just live with it. But set an intention to do better grid work. Better grid work later. We've been calling that prepaving for years. If you'll do your grid work in advance. We are so happy to have had this conversation. Do your work in advance. We call it prepaving. Do your grid work in advance, and don't try to fill your own grid in. And as the grid is filling in, just accept it. Yes. Just accept it. We have enjoyed this interaction more than words can define. But fortunately, we don't have to define it in words, because we can define it with energy. It has been a powerful leading edge conversation that we've experienced today. It is our desire that you leave this forum understanding these few things. These are the only things that you need to know to live happily ever after. Life is supposed to feel good to you. You are supposed to feel good in this moment. And the larger part of you does. And when you don't, you're just having your own little tantrum that you're not up to speed with who you really are. And it's a justified, valid tantrum. Because not being up to speed with who you are doesn't feel good, no matter how you are measuring your tantrum or your reason for it with the others in the scope of humanity. It doesn't matter. Your tantrum is legitimate. Next, you are the only one who can get over your tantrum. And the way you do it is by understanding how this all fits together. By understanding that you are the creator of your own reality. The most important thing that we want you to leave this gathering remembering is that we are all in this together, and that we are right here with you, flowing with you, offering you clarity about things that are important to you. And the better you feel, the more in harmony with that clarity you are. And last, we want you to know that there isn't anything that you're supposed to be doing. You can't get it wrong. You're not supposed to be doing something that you're not doing. There's not some list of things that you are responsible to accomplishing. It's just that you really intended this to be a wonderful time. It's like going on vacation and planning it to be really good, and when it doesn't turn out good, you say, something was really off about that. And that's as big as it gets. In other words, you're supposed to feel good, and when you do, everything is right in your world. And from our perspective, everything is right in the universe. There are a lot of people who are wanting to hold themselves and you to other standards. And when you stand in appreciation of them in their differences, and in appreciation of them coming into alignment in whatever way they do, your world will go better, and so will theirs. There's not one way of going about this. There are a lot of ways of going about this. And you didn't come to all want the same thing. You came to focus in different ways in order to add to the clarity of the whole. And so those people who differ in their beliefs or even in their intentions from you are really your best friend, because they cause you clarification. They cause all of us clarification. And they are part, as you are, an important part, a reason for the expansion of the universe. So be easy about this. If we could do one thing for you now, it would be, we would zap you so that you sort of forget about everything that we've talked about. Except that you're supposed to feel good and to go general. Because if you will Begin to practice that process.